I love George Wendt. It is my mission to watch every George Wendt film, but I wasn't sure if I'd enjoy Space Truckers. This was released in 1996. It's directed by Stuart Gordon. It's written by Gordon and Ted Mann, and it stars, well, George Wendt is in it for a little bit. I'll talk more about his character in a moment, and we also have Dennis Hopper, Stephen Dorff, and Debi Mazar, or Mazar, I apologise if I've mispronounced that. And it's about space truckers who are moving cargo from a space station down to Earth, and they get into a very difficult situation and they're in a lot of danger, and we have some robots, and I'll say no more than that. I don't want to go into the specifics because, well, there's not a tremendous amount more than that other than explaining how things play out. And my first thought was, I don't like sci-fi very much. I don't know if I'll enjoy this. But actually, surprisingly for me, I enjoyed the sci-fi aspect a lot more than I enjoyed the rest of it, such as the characters' backstories, the characters' relationships. I really didn't care about any of those. Not necessarily the case that they're badly written, but simply that I didn't find them to be that fascinating personally. But the sci-fi aspect I found quite fun and kind of cheesy and sometimes funny and sometimes seeming low budget in a cute and quirky way, but also sometimes seeming pretty decent and pretty well done. And there was a really good mix there of decent, seemingly high-tech special effects and some that are maybe a little cheaper, a little cornier, but also really fun. And I think they combined the two really, really well. And visually, it's brilliant. We have these incredible set designs and costumes, and it all looks fantastic. I'm not going to say that the narrative was the most fascinating to me. I will say that it was quite slow in places. It's about an hour and a half. It's not a tremendously long film, but definitely there's a lot of padding that we could have done without, but not so much that I felt like it was dragging completely. But certainly things could have been tightened up a little bit. The performances, really good. Absolutely no problems there at all. And if you're watching this as a George Wendt film, he's not in it a tremendous amount, but his scenes are pretty good. And something pivotal happens to him quite early on. I can't really say it without spoiling it. I guess it's not a tremendous spoiler, but something happens to his character that's quite significant near the beginning, and I thought it was beautifully executed. So I'm a happy George Wendt fan. Would I watch the film again? No. Do I recommend it? Sure, if it sounds like your kind of thing, if you're curious, or if, like me, you just like to watch every George Wendt film, give it a go. I liked it a lot more than I was expecting. I think you might have very different opinions if you're a big sci-fi fan. You might like it a lot more than I did. You might think it's not very good. Either way, I'd be very keen to find out. And personally, I'm pleased to say Space Truckers exceeded my own expectations.